Today marks exactly 500 days since the brutal murder of little Mia Botha in Paarl in the Western Cape. It marks 500 days since this little 4-year-old was stolen from her family. She was kidnapped and then brutally murdered and dumped on a field not far from where she lived. It's 500 days since her brother told me that he said goodbye to her when she visited him in one of his dreams. It's 500 days since the community was brought to a standstill and had to search for her with cell phone lights because of hardly any reaction from the South African Police Service. To this day, 500 days later, FCS, or rather the Child Protection Unit, has given no feedback to anyone regarding Mia's murder. They have tried to make her father look like a suspect. They have questioned the parents time and time again with little or no compassion, and yet we haven't seen any results. 500 days, and despite the fact that the case was instructed to be prioritized by the district commander, and I'm told by the station commander too, nothing has happened. Action Society has written to Lieutenant General Patekile, the Provincial Commissioner of the Western Cape, several times. In fact, up to 3 times now where we have asked for feedback. And I want to share some of the important dates regarding this investigation with you. So 4-year-old Mia was missing or went missing on the 25th of September 2022, and her body was found not far from her house at a school on Monday the 26th of September. Action Society received a mandate to assist the parents in following up the investigation on the 29th of September. On the 30th of September, 2 suspects were supposed to appear in the Paarl Magistrates Court. It didn't happen because the docket was empty. These were the wrong suspects, it seemed. These suspects had to be released. They came back to police because they feared for their lives. Remember also that just after Mia's murder, one person was said to be involved and was assaulted to the point where he passed on in hospital not much later. So the list goes on. Now, apart from SAPS being silent, Mia's funeral was already held on the 7th of October 2022. We have followed up not only with FCS but also with the Provincial Commission, and every time we are told that they would come back to us. They've questioned our mandate and they disregard that of the parents. General Patekile, what more must we do for your police members to take this seriously? Because when we speak to the good cops, they try their best but don't have resources. And when you listen to someone like you, General Patekile, we get empty promises and we don't see any form of change. What did Mia do for you to disregard her murder to the point that you have? What did 4-year-old Tamia Botha do to deserve the disregard with which you and some of your police treat her investigation? What did Mia's parents do to be robbed of their little child? What did her brothers do to wait 500 days with no answers from your police? It's astounding to see the disregard with which you treat people in this country. It's astounding to see the disregard with which you treat child murders in South Africa. Child murder is increasing quarterly at the moment, yet we see no real action from police. We see no real resource increase from police. General Patekile, I must ask you, what do you expect communities to do when you send public order police to keep them quiet or to supposedly maintain order instead of kicking down doors to find murderers and put them behind bars? Because when Mia was killed, you sent public order police to see to it that the community doesn't riot, instead of kicking down doors and arresting the potential perpetrators and even the other gang members in that same area. We don't see your action. We see you speaking, just like the Minister of Police, all talk, no play, 0 results. In fact, I would go as far as saying that your entire management, General Patekile, including yourself, should be replaced. You spit on the grave of little girls like Mia Botha, and you've made the ranks of the South African Police Service cheap with the appointments that you've made that has destroyed the leadership of the South African Police Service. Action Society will not stop following up on this case. We will do whatever we possibly can to get justice for Mia. We will announce the rest of our campaign and what we will do to get justice for Mia within the next 5 days. Action Society has also seen to it that over 200 requests for justice for Mia was emailed to the management of the South African Police Service in the Western Cape specifically. And guess what? No answer was received. Why is it that the police always say we need to sit around the table and talk, but that never results in change? We always have to go further and further with more complaints or take them to court just to get the basics done.